And we would love to know more about the details of the work that you have done. So good luck and enjoy while you're presenting.
Is the screen visible?
Yes.
All right. So, esteemed judges and my fellow changemakers, my name is Mehr, and along with me are Amaatra and Tavishi, and we will be presenting our project, which is Empower 360. We have basically planned and executed various and diverse initiatives that haven't necessarily tackled the same global issue. So, as a result, our name came to be Empower 360 Degrees, because literally our impact has been so widespread, it's been 360 degrees. So we've tackled global issues ranging from climate action to mental health to women empowerment in STEM. So we'll just be elaborating on that a little bit.
So first thing we're going to talk about is, first we're going to introduce our team, and second we're going to like share individual big whys and statistics along with that, which shows why we chose what we chose as our topic. The third thing that we're going to be doing is like we're going to be describing like the virtual awareness workshops, followed by our individual community projects that each of us will be talking about. Then we're going to also talk about the obstacles that we encountered and how we came up with solutions to face those obstacles. And the sixth one is our way forward, which is how are we going to be continuing what we're doing currently in the future.
Right, I think Amaatra is facing a few network issues. So our team basically were the three of us, Amaatra, Tavishi, and Mehr. So I decided to take on the initiative of climate action. Tavishi was centered on mental health, and Amaatra was centered on women empowerment in the STEM-related fields. All right, so the big why. So despite having very diverse initiatives, the main reason as to why we all chose our respective projects is because of the lack of exposure or awareness of certain resources or information to overcome certain problems, the ones that we've chosen, and the solutions for those problems. We've been firsthand witnesses to these problems. Like, for example, I've always been very passionate about environmental sciences, and I've particularly witnessed something known as the bystander effect, where people consider their impacts on the climate as negligible in comparison to the world as a whole, which basically leads to many people around the world not contributing positively to certain causes, which basically obstructs action being taken on a very global scale, which is dangerous because of certain rising issues like global climate change. So this was at the center of why I decided to take up my climate action project. For Tavishi, it was based on the importance of discussing mental health for underprivileged people, and she connects it with the house help as well, as you will see later on with her initiative. And it also reveals an underlying aspect of social inequality that she was very passionate about, and this basically encapsulated her big why. As for Amaatra, she has been the tech student of our project. She has been interested in coding and programming, but as a result of this exposure to the fields of STEM, she's witnessed rampant gender inequality, discouraging her female peers from entering STEM-related fields. So that basically encouraged her to empower women through her initiatives. So here are some devastating statistics that led us to choose our initiatives. For me, what I found most devastating about the problems of global climate change is the fact that 2.5 to 2.9 degrees Celsius is the predicted global average temperature rise since pre-industrial times, though it should ideally not exceed 1.5 degrees Celsius. And this has led to several adverse impacts like global climate change, which is at the heart of my initiative. For Amaatra, it was the fact that there is an unequal distribution of girls and boys in STEM fields, as shown in the statistics here. And for Tavishi, it was the fact that there are more than 50% of underprivileged people in India have poor mental health.
Yeah, sorry, I had some internet issues earlier. But so over the course of our tenure with the Tribes for Good, we conducted a total of 11 virtual awareness workshops with 8 different organizations. These sessions are able to educate over 140 children in 2 languages, English and Hindi. So we aimed to spread awareness about climate change, the importance of mental health, and STEM education through these sessions. And we engaged students with interactive slides, quizzes, and icebreaker activities. So, as facilitators, it was really inspiring for us to witness the growth and inquisitiveness, the participation of our audience as we consolidated our impact on these students.
So now I'll elaborate a little bit more on my community project. So I had 2 approaches to my community project, which was titled Project Sky's the Limit. One of the approaches was restoring the biodiversity of the Earth's ecosystems. And I did this through creating bee boxes through an initiative that I like to call bee boxing. It just has a nice ring to it. But also the initiative was centered on saving the livelihoods of these bees, and basically, the declining population of these bees also leads to unstable carbon levels, which ultimately leads to climate change. So, a way to solve this problem is to create a bee box, which I did, but creating a bee box alone would not be enough to overcome such a problem, as spreading awareness would be much more effective, and inspiring action would also be a better alternative to the solution. So as a result, I promoted the idea of the bee box with 19 students from Mount Litra School International and walked them through the implementation of the bee box as a habitat for solitary bees, and also explained the role of these bees in today's climate as well. And I also conducted a DIY bee box workshop with 5 students in my locality to create their own bee boxes using readily available material, which also turned out to be quite sustainable, considering that these bee boxes were made using toilet rolls. So instead of wasting those, you could actually use it for a greater cause. And in addition to that, I also raised over 10,000 rupees through the NGO Under the Mango Tree to supply bee boxes to underprivileged farmers who struggle in obtaining agricultural yields. So in that sense, I was not only raising funds, but I was also gathering supporters for this bee box. And in this sense, it was an awareness campaign that I conducted to solve the problem that I'd sought out to overcome. The next approach of my that encapsulated my project was actually mitigating the impacts of human activity through my awareness campaign for pollution. So this initiative was called Save Our Skies, and mainly I used several digital media in order to spread awareness, such as Instagram and my 36-page astronomy magazine as well, which is a climate edition magazine interlinking stargazing, one of my passions, as well as climate change, so that this sort of topic could reach a wider audience. As also, you kind of need to give people that sort of incentive towards coming over, like overcoming such problems, by also showing them how climate change also affects some human activities that we enjoy to do. And in addition, I also organized a planetarian trip that comprised a 3-part itinerary for certain students to learn about space, to learn about stargazing, and to also learn about the impact that pollution has on optimal stargazing conditions.
Yeah, so my community project was a hackathon that I held in my school. So there were 2 phases to this project. First, I connected with several students from 6th to 8th grade. I specifically decided to reach out to female students because I wanted to encourage them to look into the world of STEM because, as you know, there is a lot of bias preventing women from exploring that field. So I connected with these students and I sat down to teach them some basics of a block-based coding platform called Scratch, which was going to be the platform which they would use to create games for the hackathon. And so for the hackathon, it was conducted online with a cohort of about 10 students. And it was based on the topic of mental health awareness, which is a really prevalent topic in my school due to the pandemic and our really high stress environment. So through the hackathon, I was able to promote interest in STEM as well as raise awareness about a cause that resonated with a lot of students.
Yeah, so my project was basically introducing the Visa app to my house help. So anyone who is like like not as privileged as us, like the underprivileged, and especially workers, because they're not really thought of when like a topic of mental health comes up, because they're just like, okay, you know what, they're adults, they can do it themselves. But the thing is that that's not the case always, because most of the times many of them are the ones who require the most help. So unfortunately, what my plan was to reach out to like 6 to 7 people, and like, mainly like house helps and like construction workers. But when I went to them and I spoke to them about my initiative and what I would be doing, none of them were really ready to talk about it, because the people I approached were men. Also, like kind of breaking the stigma that, oh, men don't need to talk about mental health, and like, so that's why I mainly approached men. But the thing is that that was still like they were not ready to like talk about their mental health, and I didn't want to like push them or like force them to do it. So I tried my best, but none of them were really ready. So then I went on to talking about the Visa app with my house help. Of course, it wasn't easy doing it with her either, because I needed to like speak to her and like, convince her that this is something completely normal and it's all right. So when I did end up speaking to her, for the first thing that I did was I asked her if she's ever faced any issues regarding mental health and if she's ever gotten a chance to speak about it. So the first thing that she said is ki she I'm gonna say it in Hindi, exact same thing she said was just like ये सब बात करने के लिए time किसको होता है. So it was literally saying that we don't have time to talk about our mental health. What we have to do is just be on the grind and earn money, basically. So when I heard that, like my heart literally shattered, because it was just so sad that they thought that there's no time and that nobody wants to hear what their problems are. And so then I was just like, nahi, aisa nahi hota. Like, you can talk about your problems anytime you need. And so then I sat down and I listened for like about half an hour with all of the problems that she shared with me, patiently, and at the moment, like comforting her when she like broke down in tears. I did not want to take a picture of that and like put it up, so that's why I refrained from doing that. And even in the video report, did not add all of that. But this is what I witnessed, like face to face with her. Once she calmed down and stuff, I introduced the Visa app to her, like all of the methods that were there in the app, like yoga, meditation, how she can use the app if she ever needs somebody to talk to. And at the same time, I was just like, if apart from the app, if she ever wants to talk to someone, I'm always there. There are a lot of people here that are willing to listen to her. So that is what I did. And like, I promoted the app and like helped her, like, like give her like a sense of an idea that like she's not alone in this. And along with that, so once I did this with her, I reached out to 2 3 other people, and I did the same with them. And yeah, basically that is what my whole project was about. Yeah, thank you.
So our initiatives were not complete without our impacts. So we were pretty proud of all of the impacts that we had created, because that was our objective, to create a very meaningful impact in all of our fields that we had chosen. So overall, we were able to reach out to over 140 students across India for our virtual fieldwork sessions, and we conducted 11 sessions with them as well. And we were able to communicate in two languages, that were English and Hindi. So basically, this kind of encompasses the sort of wide audience that we were able to target through our initiatives as well. So these were our collective statistics.
Okay, so talking about the obstacles that we faced, so the first and like the most obvious thing would be the language barrier. So most of us, we struggle to speak in fluent Hindi during the sessions. we knew how to speak basic Hindi, but trying to translate some words that we use in our day-to-day speech in Hindi was a really big struggle for us. But of course, we overcame that struggle and, prepared a script beforehand. We didn't completely refer to the script because we didn't want it to seem like where it's just like some sort of an interview going on. We wanted to we wanted it to be as like, you know, like normal and like, just with the flow. So that's why we prepared a script that we read, and like if we knew that any word which wouldn't come to our mind at that time and would probably hinder our communication, so we just prepared all of those words beforehand, before reaching out. Internet issues. Now, since most of our virtual fieldwork sessions were online, one of the main issues that we faced was network issues. And also this took up a lot of our time, and that was a really big issue that we faced. And to overcome this issue, sorry. Okay. Anyway, so basically, yeah, to overcome this issue, what we did was kind of like just check if our internet was okay beforehand before we joined the meeting. But obviously, this is not something that we can control. So if any of this happened, we just try to like move on and like make up for the time that we've lost. Logistics. Now, Amaatra faced some logistical challenges when gathering students together because in STEM fields. So what she did to overcome this issue was encourage the students to join the hackathon with the help of her friends, and to increase the motivation and participation within the students itself. Mehr faced similar challenges while organizing the stargazing for saving our skies, because her hopes for overnight stargazing sessions were, she was not able to do it, particularly because of unfavorable weathers. So she came with a brilliant idea of a simulation stargazing experience at a nearby planetarium. So I think that was a very, very good solution to the problem that she faced. Can you go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So, and this was the main challenge that I faced, that I spoke about earlier, was trying to foster openness among my house help staff. And like I said, there's this some sort of a stigma that they carry around discussing like certain topics, especially mental health. So the main thing that what I did to overcome this issue was create an environment where they felt safe, allow them to speak for how much of a time they wanted, comfort them, allow them to express their feelings, so that they did not feel like it's an issue if they express their feelings. So that's what I did to overcome this problem.
So going forward, we will stay true to our main objective, to inspire action in those we reach and organize programs in order to achieve our goals of climate action, empowerment, and mental health. Mehr is going to continue her magazine series with a third edition of the Young Astronomer magazine, and she'll organize the intended stargazing session with some school students. She'll also continue her social media account and convert to a professional one to receive insights on how to reach a more global audience. I'm going to continue to collaborate with female students in my school, teaching them coding languages such as C and Python, which have applications in day-to-day life, in order to foster appreciation and understanding in the field of computer science. And Tavishi will continue supporting those from underrepresented communities to ensure that mental health is a well understood and acknowledged topic.
So that is the end of our presentation. At the end of all of this, we've witnessed a lot of growth in ourselves as well. And I think that that's only driven us to become even more impactful change makers. So thank you so much. And we are open to any questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Mehr, Tavishi, and Amaatra. I think this was a brilliant presentation, really well rehearsed, and it had a really good flow. Really happy to see that all three of you, even though you faced hurdles, didn't really give up at any point. And Amaatra, I've seen a huge change in you. So congratulations. Mehr, you also
Thank you.
ensuring that your stargazing, even if it didn't happen, you thought of another way of taking it forward. So really good. And Tavishi, thank you so much for sharing these really emotional stories with us. I hope it left a mark even on other students as well as it has left on you. So congratulations, keep up the great work. Don't stop now. You have already been activated as change makers. Do go and inspire others too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was such a great presentation, and we keep, it was very obvious that you guys rehearsed. You knew everybody's project so well, and and I really like the fact that you were able to communicate your impact so well. I think reaching 140 people is a very big feat, and you should all be really proud of yourselves. And like you said, Meher, it is generally 360. We have covered so many different issues over here, from mental health to tech and climate. And we'd love to, I'm sure most of you have submitted your reports already. We'd love to see them. We'd love to see, you presenting your data in a way. It also really helps, for you to also contextualize your projects like you have in this graduation PPT as well. Great. I think we'll call the next team. We have Yash and Abhyuday. Abhyuday, can you switch your camera on now? And I think Kanav, won't be able to make it. So, Yash, do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, I'll share my screen.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Everybody else, we want you to keep your cameras on. It's really nice to support the fellow students when they're doing their pitches. So please turn your cameras back on.
Hello,
Hi, Abhyuday. Yes, go ahead.
my name is Abhyuday Sarda. I'm 15 years old, studying in ninth grade, and today we are going to present you our PPT. Sorry, journey. Uh, Yash, can you please go to the next slide?
Sorry. Yeah, my name is Yash. I am in 11th grade. I'm 16 years old. And today, yes, as Abhyuday said, we are going to present our progress that we have had and our whole journey. And we are very excited to share all of this.
Why education? We feel education is crucial because education makes you a better thinker, develops your skill set, and makes you aware of your rights. Most importantly, education provides us a pathway to economic stability. Having experienced finished the impact of cyber frauds, both of us fell victim to such incidents, resulting in losses. To prevent others from facing similar situations, we felt compelled to choose cybersecurity as a project aiming to safeguard individuals from online threats. Step 1, Virtual Awareness Workshop. We researched about cyber frauds, its types, and preventive measures. We made a combined PPT to present our content, and we also made a fun quiz for our sessions. But although we couldn't use it as there was not much time left. Community project. For the community project, we taught the same content, but this was the first time we both took an individual session. The offline session opened many new doors for us, adding more audience interactions and also info infotainment media to explain certain topics better. We also use this opportunity to show and explain certain tools uh, live.
I would also like to add that I, on my end, chose to I tried to gather and could successfully gather unprivileged teenagers such as house help, their children, other unprivileged teenagers. While Abhyuday, on the other hand, took out Abhyuday, on the other hand, taught cybersecurity and its measures and cyber frauds to uh, already as you can say he taught it to already to teenagers who were already uh, very easy and very they were not new to the internet, and so we both on our individual paths made a huge impact in different ways. So yeah, the obstacles we faced in our journey, we also faced many obstacles. The first was very obvious, which is language barriers. We had difficulty, even though being fluent in Hindi and some other regional languages, we had difficulty in communicating in Hindi. Sometimes it was nervousness, stage fear, and sometimes it was just that we didn't know the meaning of some words or didn't know the translations. I also, for my community project, learned broken Marathi to engage better with some of the audience, so I could explain better. Second obstacle we faced was skepticism and apathy from the possible participants. Uh, but we could finally convince them by convince them the seriousness of this topic by giving them real life examples of how people have failed and how many people have uh, lost a lot of things. The third obstacle in our journey was time constraints, as we didn't give much time to this project. But eventually we learned uh, the seriousness of this matter and started devoting more time. Even matching my and Abhyuday's time was a difficulty, but we devoted more time and could and were able to complete this. Our outcomes and impacts, definitely something we would like to talk. We raised awareness among over 55 individuals in total and worked with over 4 NGOs, in total 3 virtual sessions. We educated participants on cybersecurity and its preventive measures, and the participants who attended gained a deeper understanding in cybersecurity fundamentals with practical skills and tools to be safe online. They even many of the participants also gave a review that this session was very informative and also made them a better speaker in general, as we had many interactive games and sessions including the participants. Future scope. While researching for this topic, we recognize the lack of proper organized content about cybersecurity, especially in Hindi. That's why I and Abhyuday both are deciding to com, make a comprehensive video series in Hindi about cybersecurity, cyber frauds, and their preventive measures. By using internet and leveraging internet, we aim to get an even wider audience uh, and make an even bigger impact. Ending with a quote: "We must not wait for others or the right moment, because we are the change that we are seeking." By Barack Obama. Thank you. We are open to any questions. If anyone.
Thank you. Thanks, Yash. Thanks, Abhyuday. Okay, for both of you, can you tell me, was there any point in the course of your journey wherein you felt really proud of your work, right? I saw that there were a lot of obstacles, a lot of preparation also went into your work. So can you think about any time when you really felt proud of your work?
So I'd like to answer that. The time just after our first sessions, when there was a lot of interaction which we didn't expect in the session. And at the end, the reviews left by them, that this really helped them even apart from cybersecurity, and as a person, really made us feel proud that we did something in the session, and yeah, our efforts were worth it.
That's very nice, Yash. So which non-profit was it?
It was Chaitanya Kul.
Chaitanya Kul. And what were the students asking you?
Yeah, so the students at the end were asking us, so first in the questions they asked, and interaction was really fabulous, where they even shared, we played games, and yeah, and at the end they were talking about them really learning about it, not really giving details, and we didn't even have the time to really communicate. But yeah, there were many students which we felt were really happy, and the smiles we saw, yeah, really made a difference.
That's great, Rash. That's really nice moment for you as well as for the students who attended the session. I hope you have added this in your report because that's wherein it humanizes your entire work. Yeah,
Yeah.
great. Abhyuday, for you, was there any time in the course of your journey you felt really proud of your work?
For me also, it was after the first session.
Hmm.
It made me feel very proud as I got so much respect from the students, the other people I was teaching. We were teaching, and I would also say the smiles they had and the amount of interactiveness they were giving. I felt really proud after that, since there were actually people who were listening to the projects and they were actually learning from it. So that made me feel really proud.
That's really good. That's really good. I'm really happy that you all had a really good experience in your fieldwork session. If I have to ask you just one more question, because both of you were very shy when you came for the program, and I can see a huge improvement. So, if you were to inspire someone else, maybe your peer, to take up change making, how would you inspire them? What would you tell them? Think of your friend who's not interested in giving back. Don't think that social work is needed. Anything that comes to your mind. There is no right or wrong answer over here.
Yeah, I think just when someone observes what is actually going on in depth, and notices how many people are not getting what they deserve, they will automatically join change making, because if someone is getting what he deserves, they automatically have that in their heart when they see someone that they are not they are unprivileged, or they are not receiving some beneficiary, or yeah, basically in our case it was education, where we saw a lot of in education inequity, a lot of people who are not receiving proper education even in government schools. Some people as we Arav Mehta's video we saw, where he told that so many people cannot even do addition or subtraction and multiplication division. That was a really big hit for us, which made us realize the gravity of the situation. And yeah, any of my peers or anyone who will actually see the depth of the situation will automatically join change making in one way or another.
That's perfect, Yash. So next time when someone asks you about your work, do bring out these points also. Great improvement. Congratulations, Yash,
Thank
Abhyuday.
you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, Yash, Abhyuday. I think something you said was so interesting. Like, Yash, you learned Marathi, which is like, seems like it's such a challenging task. And then to teach something in that language, it's really impressive. And Abhyuday, you were able to find a commonality, games, and also bringing that. And I think that also makes it very easy for the other person to understand a complex topic. And so that was really great. We'll just have the last team now for the day to present. There's going to be Aditya, Abhishek, and Bhumika. Uh, so are you guys ready?
Yeah, I'll just share my screen. 1 second. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to be talking about solar energy and finance. So in general, in this project, we accomplished like finance related goals and solar energy.
Sorry, Aditya, to interrupt. Can you do full screen? Can you press
Oh.
full screen? Yeah, thank you. Good luck.
Yeah. So in this project, we accomplished like finance related goals as well as solar energy related goals. So for finance, what we did was we raised awareness about financial illiteracy. So we educated people about finance and how to manage their money. And we also talked about we also educated people uh, about solar energy and its benefits and its implications uh, in today's society. So we aim to like make them more aware of these topics. And for finance, what we did was we raised funds to help farmers affected by climate change through Rang De. And for solar energy, we helped raise funds for rural school children so that they can learn more about solar energy and also so that their schools can function better because a lot of the schools run on electricity and that sometimes the supply of electricity is not like sometimes it's very inconsistent and because of that they face a lot of problems with related to focusing in class. Yeah, so this is us.
I'll be speaking about the big one. Okay, so um, all three of us are really passionate about helping people in general, and when we got an opportunity to, give a extend a helping hand and help all these other people, and to know was a really good opportunity for us. I think that's why we all chose to do this.
So the problem we addressed. So the first problem was financial illiteracy. So it's really important that everyone knows how to like manage their finances and how to invest and spend their money. But like if they can't manage the finances properly, they'll fall into debt and they won't be able to escape the poverty cycle. And this can also lead to limited financial security during emergencies or retirement or education. Due to falling in debt, their mental health will also be impacted. So in 2015, 80% of the farmers in India committed suicide due to bankruptcy.
And at the same time, we also thought that addressing the problem about we also thought that educating people with solar energy is also very important, especially as like nowadays the world is seeking to use newer and more renewable forms of energy. And this is mainly due to what we're facing with climate change and global warming. So the world is trying to adopt new sources of energy. And we also found that solar energy could be really useful as it can serve as an alternative source of energy for rural children who are facing like power shortages in their schools.
So the project scope. So for the finance project, the virtual project, we conducted a virtual fieldwork session to teach human trafficking survivors about financial literacy and how they can use Canva as a tool in various projects and how they can use it in their career. And for the phase 2 part, we did social investing where we raised funds for farmers through Rangdale who are impacted from climate change. And through this, we spread awareness about climate change.
For solar energy, in the first phase, we conducted 2 online fieldwork sessions to teach children from rural schools about solar energy and like compare it to other forms of energy which we're currently using, like let's say coal, natural gas, and like fossil fuels. And through that, like they learned about the implications of using solar energy, the advantages, the environmental impact, the costs, economic impact. but also the disadvantages of using solar energy. And in the second phase, we made a pitch deck, which we sent to many different companies, and we asked them to support ThinkSharp Foundation in helping in its Solar Shala program, which basically like funds solar energy systems.
Okay, so our target audience, the three main organizations. One was Kashmita, one was Ranjay, and one was Changemaker. Um, Kashmita is located in Thane, Maharashtra. It's a place where they provide shelter to women who have been exploited and who are survivors of human trafficking. This organization helps them to it gives them the opportunity to new life and help them gain the skills to begin their career later on after school. The next one is Runway. Runway is a platform where you can become a social investor. A platform where you can invest in entrepreneurs and all sorts of people who need funding, who don't have the funding, who can't go to banks to receive the funding. So by donating small, like 500 rupees, 1,000 rupees, we can help them, achieve their goals and achieve their dreams, just by a small donation. And on that, Rangde has a return where if you donate 500 rupees, you will get like a 6 to 7% return on the money you donate. The third one is Chaitanya Kol. Chaitanya Kol is an organization which it 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 helps kids in rural India to gain knowledge, like for example, financial literacy. Um, me and Bhumika, we taught the kids from changemaker about Canva, and we taught them how it can be useful to be, for example, a social media manager.
Yeah, this is basically proof of our work. So for example, Bhumika, can you take the first two?
Yeah, so the first one is social investing, where we raised funds, and the second one was a finance session with Shamita.
And the third one is where we emailed the companies about to support ThinkSharp Foundation, and this is the response we received.
So the obstacles faced and how to overcome it. So mainly three of us had the problem of assignments from school and tests and the language barrier. So for assignments, we all formed a timetable, a project timeline, and that's how we worked on Tribes for Good and school together. And um, for the language barrier, we just practiced and we made a script. Um, so the results. So first, we collectively raised 7,000 rupees for Ram Day for the farmers, and then we targeted around 30 to 40 individuals and taught them things like financial literacy and Canva. And we taught 2 schools about solar energy and connected with 4 corporates for supporting Think Sharp.
So, future scope. So in the future, for finance, what we plan to do is we plan to start an incubator project. And in this project, we'll be helping women grow their business and building a community for them to network in. And for solar energy, what we're planning to do is we're gonna help raise funds for a greater number of rural schools and raise like even greater awareness about the benefits of using solar energy. And we also plan to start making a newsletter on solar energy for young children to read, so that like at a very young age, if they know the benefits of solar energy and why it's so important, then they can also make a great change in this world. Thank you. Any questions?
All right, thank you, students. Okay, this was interesting because there are two completely different projects. One was solar and one was finance. I have observed this, Bhumika and Abhishek, that you were not able to give your 100% to the program. And in some way it reflected in your graduation pitch. So what I would suggest is that, if you feel that there is anything additional that you can do with us, I would really request you to do that. Can I ask you that with Rangde, what was the goal that you were able to achieve?
I raised 4,000
4,000
rupees.
rupees. Okay.
I was supposed to raise 100, but
And
I
did
raised
they finish the
4,000,
KYC?
and I think Bhumika raised. No, so everyone donated to my account, and then I'm gonna donate the
Got
entire
it.
amount to the organization. Yes. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, try to see if you can hit the number of 10K. Bhumika, what about you?
So I
Yes.
raised
Yeah.
around 5,000 and if everyone donated to my account, so I'm going to donate today.
Okay, got it, got it. Do try KYC from individuals also, because see, you are looking at financial services. Your main project is that, right? It's going to be difficult, but KYC is a norm that we have to follow, right? So can I ask you, in terms of your financial literacy workshops, what was a highlight for you?
Um, I think after the first sessions, more than the kids smiling, the girls who we taught, the frustrated girls, I think I was smiling a lot because it was like it was something I've never felt before. It just made me really, really happy that I could teach those guys about stuff, and they were so responsive. All of them just picked everything up. Me and Bhumika put down, and I think we were really nervous because we thought they wouldn't understand what we were gonna say, but they understood everything, and they were sweethearts. It was really nice. We enjoyed it a lot. The first after that everything is amazing as well, but the first one it just got a huge smile to my face.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Bhumika, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, miss, just them understanding was so like nice because I thought they would understand because I'm like really nervous usually.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Thank you so much. All right, Aditya. Aditya, congratulations. I saw that you got a response from one of the corporates. I think that's a big feat for you, because I know, we have been struggling a bit over there. So how do you feel now that one of the corporates has responded to you?
I mean, I feel really good, and I feel that the initiative will be
अभी जानते हो अपनी सिचुएशन कैसा है अभी आपको तो
Sorry, I'll
दूसरा
just
रूम लॉक के तो मैं
Okay, sorry, go ahead. I'll put it in one mute. Yeah.
I feel that the initiative is going to be supported even more in the
Yeah.
future. And I feel that it's a great start and I feel really good that like companies are recognizing that we need to help these children who are in need and
Correct.
will benefit a lot. And I'd also like to add a point to your previous question. I feel that in my fieldwork sessions, like especially because of the language barrier, it was really difficult to like explain the concepts to the students. But I feel that like when they understood the concepts, they had such wide smiles on their faces, and they all like had such a huge like eagerness to learn,
Hmm.
like an insatiable thirst for knowledge, and it felt really good to like teach them, because they were also really encouraging, because their like eagerness to learn encouraged me as well.
That's great, Aditya. I think that's what we are seeking when we are, giving back. We are also receiving, right? So I
Yeah.
think that's a great thought for everyone to take away with you. Thank you everyone for joining in, and congratulations, Aditya, Bhumika, and Abhishek for graduating. Great work. And congratulations to the entire February group as well as March for successfully finishing your project. Do submit your reports. Some of you have already submitted your reports. Your reports are basically proof of the work that you have done. And your story, some of the stories have been featured on our blog, social media, some of the change making that we saw, which was making a difference. And there will be a few more stories that we will be showcasing depending on the video reports that you submit also. So that's also a great way to showcase the impact of the work that you have done. Your certificates are ready, and we will be sending the same to you once your reports are submitted. Yeah. All right, then. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Miss.